The morning after the truth feels different. The air at Heartland is still almost cautious, as if even the wind knows that something has changed. The sky is pale blue, the kind that hides its warmth behind a thin veil of clouds. Amy stands outside the house, a cup of coffee growing cold in her hands. She hasn't slept. The words she spoke to Nathan echo in her mind, looping again and again. There's relief, but also a hollow ache. Like the silence after a storm when everything feels too quiet. Nathan hasn't come by yet. Usually he's here early, feeding the horses or fixing something around the barn. This morning, the emptiness where he should be feels sharp. Amy wonders if he'll come back at all. Every sound, the creak of the barn door, the crunch of gravel under boots makes her turn, hoping it's him. But it's Jack instead. He walks up slowly, his expression soft and knowing. Without asking, he takes the cup from her hand and says, "It's never easy, telling the truth, but it's always the right thing." Amy nods, her throat tight. She knows Jack's right, but right now, right doesn't feel good. It feels painful later. She walks to the stables, needing the quiet. Spartan neighs softly, as if sensing her mood. She strokes his neck, her mind drifting to Gracie. She imagines her daughter laughing in the sunshine, free from secrets and shadows. That image gives her strength. Maybe the truth will hurt for a while, but someday. Gracie will know that her mother chose honesty over fear. Just then, the barn door opens. Nathan steps in, his expression unreadable. For a moment, neither speaks. The silence between them is heavy, but no longer unbearable. Nathan takes a slow breath and says, "I've been thinking." His voice is calm, but his eyes carry the weight of everything he's learned. Amy stands still, waiting. He continues, "I don't know what all this means yet, but I do know one thing: you did what you thought was right. I can respect that." The relief that washes over Amy is quiet but deep. She doesn't cry. She just nods, her lips trembling into a small smile. "Thank you," she whispers. Nathan steps closer, resting a hand on Spartan's back, a silent gesture that bridges the distance between them. It's not forgiveness, not yet, but it's a beginning. Outside, the sun finally breaks through the clouds, spilling light across the ranch. Amy looks out at the golden fields and feels something she hasn't felt in a long time: peace. She knows the road ahead will be complicated, but at least it will be real. No more lies. No more hiding. Days have passed since Amy's truth came to light. And though the ranch looks the same, the sun rising over the hills, the horses grazing in calm fields, everything feels different. The air seems lighter, quieter, as if the land itself has exhaled after holding its breath. Amy moves through her morning slowly, noticing the small things again. The soft nudge from Spartan, the scent of hay, the distant laughter of Katie. For the first time in a long while, she isn't hiding. The truth may have shaken her world, but it also freed her from the weight she'd carried for years. Nathan returns one afternoon, just as Amy is finishing up a training session with a nervous colt. His footsteps crunch softly on the gravel, and Amy turns, uncertain of what she sees in his eyes. There's still sadness there, but not anger. It's something deeper: understanding, maybe even peace. He doesn't speak right away. Instead, he watches her calm the horse, the way she always does, with patience, warmth, and quiet strength. When the horse settles, he finally says, "I've been thinking about Gracie. About everything you told me." Amy nods, her heart racing, unsure where this is going. Nathan steps closer, his voice steady. "You did what you had to do. Maybe I don't understand it all yet, but I know you love her, and I can see that telling me the truth costs you a lot." Amy's eyes glisten, her throat too tight for words. He continues, "We can't change what's already happened, but maybe we can figure out what comes next." His words hit her like sunlight after rain, soft, warm, full of possibility. Jack watches them from the porch, a faint smile tugging at the corners of his mouth. He's seen enough heartbreak in his time to know that healing doesn't come all at once. It comes in quiet moments, like this one. Lou joins him, resting a hand on his shoulder. "She's going to be okay," Lou says softly. Jack nods, eyes never leaving Amy. "Yeah," he says. She finally stopped running. As the day fades, Amy and Nathan walk side by side toward the pasture, not saying much. The silence between them feels different, now safe, open. Amy glances toward the horizon, where the sky glows in shades of pink and gold. In that light, everything seems possible again. She whispers, almost to herself, "Ty would have wanted this to tell the truth, no matter how hard it was." Nathan nods, his gaze following hers. Then maybe this is where healing starts. Asterisk, the sun dips low behind the hills, painting Heartland in gold and quiet fire. Evening stretches across the land, soft and endless, touching every fence post and every memory. Amy stands alone by the paddock, her fingers resting on the wooden rail. The horses move lazily in the field, their shapes blending into the fading light. It's peaceful, now so still, that Amy can hear the echo of her own heartbeat. For the first time in months, it's not racing. It's steady, calm, alive. She watches Gracie playing with Lindy near the house. Their laughter carries across the field, light and free. Amy smiles, her heart full but fragile. Every choice, every secret, every tear, all led to this moment. She doesn't regret telling Nathan anymore. The truth hurt. Yes, but it also opened something inside her that had been locked away since Ty's death. It gave her permission to feel again, to hope again. From behind her, footsteps approach. She doesn't turn right away. She knows it's Nathan. His voice is gentle when he says, "You always said the ranch heals people." Maybe you were right. Amy glances over her shoulder, a small smile forming. "It's not just the ranch," she replies. "It's the people who never give up on it." They stand side by side, silent for a while. The light fades, and the stars begin to appear small, distant promises scattered across the sky. Nathan looks toward the house where the girls are still laughing. "She's got your spirit," he says softly. Amy's eyes shine in the twilight. "And her father's heart," she answers. There's a tremor in her voice, but it's not from sadness, it's from peace. Jack's voice echoes from the porch, calling everyone in for supper. Amy turns, waving at him before looking back at Nathan. "Come on," she says. "There's plenty of room at the table." Nathan hesitates for a heartbeat, then nods. The moment is simple, but it means everything. It's forgiveness without words. It's a fragile beginning wrapped in quiet understanding. Asterisk, the night has settled over Heartland. But inside the house, warmth glows from every corner. The laughter from dinner still lingers in the air, soft and real. Amy sits by the window with a mug of tea, watching the stars shimmer above the dark fields. The reflection of the ranch lights dances on the glass like tiny memories of everything that has happened, the secrets, the tears, the truth, and finally, the peace. She breathes deeply, her shoulders lighter than they've felt in years. Nathan's voice breaks the silence as he steps into the room. "You okay?" he asks quietly. Amy turns, smiling faintly. "I think I am," she replies. It's not a grand statement, but it's honest. For her, honesty has become the truest form of strength. Nathan sits beside her, both of them staring out at the same sky. No words are needed. They've said everything that matters. The rest can come in time. Outside, the horses rest under the moonlight, their calm presence grounding the night in peace. Jack's laughter echoes faintly from the porch as he tells another story to Lou and Katie. Heartland feels whole again, not perfect, not without scars, but whole. And that's what this place has always been about. Mending what's broken, finding beauty in the pieces that remain. Amy closes her eyes for a moment, remembering Ty, the way he smiled, the way he believed in her even when she couldn't. She whispers softly, "I did it, Ty. I told the truth." The words drift into the night, carried away by the wind, but in her heart, she feels his presence, proud and peaceful. Then, in the stillness, her voice returns one last time, gentle and sure. Life doesn't wait for us to be ready. It moves, it tests, it heals. And sometimes, all we can do is face it with open hands. honest hearts, and the courage to keep going. The music swells softly as the camera pulls back, Heartland glowing in the dark, surrounded by open fields and endless sky. Amy, Nathan, and Gracie's silhouettes stand in the doorway, framed by warm light. And as the screen slowly fades to black, her final words echo one last time. In the end, truth isn't the end of the story, it's where the heart finally begins to heal. A quiet morning rises over Heartland Ranch. But peace doesn't last long. Something deep is stirring inside Amy Fleming, something she can't hide anymore. Her heart is heavy, her mind trapped between love, loss, and the truth she's kept buried for far too long. This episode isn't just about horses or healing, it's about facing the past. It's about finally saying the words that could change everything. Because when Amy decides to tell Nathan about Gracie, the world she's built around silence begins to fall apart. Asterisk, the episode opens with soft sunlight spilling over the ranch. Horses graze quietly, the morning air filled with the sounds of birds and the rustle of hay. Everything looks peaceful, but inside the barn, Amy stands still, lost in thought. She brushes Spartan's mane slowly, but her hands tremble slightly. Her eyes are distant, fixed on something unseen. Jack walks in, his usual calm presence filling the space. He senses something is wrong, but Amy only smiles weakly, saying she didn't sleep much. Jack doesn't push her. He knows her well enough to let her come around in her own time. Outside, life continues as normal. Lou is preparing for a big town meeting, trying to balance work and family like always. Katie and Logan talk about training schedules, their laughter echoing in the distance. It's an ordinary day in Heartland, yet there's an invisible tension in the air. Amy feels it with every step she takes. Every word spoken around her seems to carry a secret meaning. She knows she can't hide from what's coming. But she doesn't know how to start. Later, Amy meets Nathan near the paddock. He's helping to fix a broken fence, his sleeves rolled up, face calm and kind. When he turns to smile at her, Amy's breath catches for a moment. Nathan doesn't notice he's talking about the horses, about how one of them is ready for a new client. Amy nods, pretending to listen, but her thoughts drift away. She's remembering another day, years ago, when Ty had stood in that same spot. The memory hurts, but it also reminds her why she's here. It's why she must tell the truth. Throughout the day, she tries to stay busy. She takes calls, trains a nervous horse, and even helps Katie with an assignment. But every time Nathan passes by, the weight in her chest grows heavier. She catches herself watching him, wondering how he'll react when he learns about Gracie. Will he understand? Will he walk away? The questions circle her mind like storm clouds as the sun begins to set. Amy stands by the corral, watching the sky turn gold and red. Jack joins her again, quiet as ever. After a moment, he says softly, "You've been carrying something too long." Amy, sometimes telling the truth is the only way to heal. Amy looks at him, tears shining in her eyes, and nods. She knows he's right. The calm of the ranch won't last much longer. Tomorrow, she'll have to face Nathan and finally speak the truth. She's been hiding for years. Asterisk, the next morning feels colder than usual. A soft mist hangs over Heartland Ranch, turning the fields into a blur of silver and white. Amy walks through it, her boots sinking slightly in the damp earth. Every step feels heavier than the last. It's not the chill in the air that's making her shiver, it's the storm inside her. For weeks, she's been holding this truth, protecting it, fearing it. And now, she knows she can't keep running from it anymore. Inside the barn, Nathan is already at work. He's brushing down one of the horses, humming quietly under his breath. There's something gentle about him, something that makes Amy's heart ache. He's kind, patient, and good with animals. But she can't ignore the shadow between them. Every time he looks at her, every time he smiles, Amy feels the truth pressing harder against her chest. She's tried to tell him so many times, but the words always vanish when she opens her mouth. Nathan senses something is off. He turns to her and asks if everything's okay. His voice is soft but curious, like he's afraid to push too far. Amy forces a smile and says she's fine, blaming her mood on a long night. He nods, but there's a flicker of worry in his eyes. He doesn't believe her. Not really. He knows Amy well enough to recognize when she's hiding something. Later that day, Amy finds herself by the river, the same place where she used to talk to Ty when life got too heavy. The water rushes quietly, carrying away leaves and memories. She closes her eyes and whispers, almost to herself, "How do I do this?" It's as if she's asking Ty for strength, as if somewhere he might still be listening. For a moment, she feels his presence warm, steady, comforting. Then the feeling fades, leaving her alone with her decision. When she returns to the ranch, everything feels louder. The laughter, the chatter, even the wind brushing through the trees. It's like the world knows what she's about to do. Jack spots her and calls her over, asking if she wants to join him and Nathan for coffee. Amy hesitates, her pulse quickening. She looks across the yard and sees Nathan standing there, unaware of the truth that's about to crash into his life. She almost turns away, almost decides to wait another day. But then she remembers Gracie, her little girl, her reason for every lie, every silence. Amy nods and walks toward them. The sound of her boots against the gravel feels too loud. Jack pours a coffee, talking about old ranch stories, trying to keep the mood light. Nathan laughs, unaware that Amy can barely breathe. She stares at her cup, her hands trembling, the smell of coffee turning her stomach. She wants to speak, to let the truth out, but her throat locks up. Finally, she looks up, her voice barely a whisper. "Nathan, there's something I need to tell you." Jack pauses mid-sentence. Nathan turns, confused but patient, waiting. Amy opens her mouth to speak, but before she can, a horse neighs sharply from the paddock, breaking the moment. She flinches, her courage slipping away once more. Nathan excuses himself to check on the horse, and Amy watches him walk away, her heart breaking under the weight of silence. The truth is so close, now too close to turn back. She knows she has to tell him soon. Not tomorrow. Not someday. But now? Because if she waits any longer, she might lose more than just Nathan's trust. She might lose herself. Asterisk night falls over Heartland like a soft blanket. But inside Amy's chest, it feels like a storm. The sky outside glows in fading orange, and the wind hums against the barn walls. She stands near Spartan, running her hand gently through his mane. Her reflection in his calm, dark eyes feels like that of a stranger, a woman torn between fear and courage. For years, she's carried this truth, guarding it like something fragile. But tonight, she knows she can't keep it hidden any longer. Nathan returns from the paddock, brushing dust off his jacket. His expression is calm, unaware that the moment he walks into is about to change both their lives. Amy watches him, her heart hammering so loudly she can almost hear it echo in the silence. Nathan smiles faintly and asks if she's still worried about the horses. She shakes her head, unable to form words. It's not the horses. It's him. It's Gracie. It's everything she's held back since the day her world broke apart. He leans against the wooden post beside her, waiting for her to speak. The quiet stretches between them like a thread pulled too tight. Amy swallows hard, her hands trembling. She takes a breath that feels too heavy for her chest and says softly, "There's something I haven't told you." The sound of her voice surprises, even hurts, small, fragile, but determined. Nathan straightens up, his face serious now. "Okay," he says, "I'm listening." Amy hesitates. Every word she's about to say feels like it could shatter the fragile peace she's built. Her throat burns as she starts. It's about Gracie. The name alone freezes the air. Nathan's brow furrows, confusion flashing across his face. "Gracie," he repeats, like he's trying to place the name in a story that doesn't yet make sense. Amy nods, tears forming in her eyes. "She's my daughter," she whispers, "Ty's daughter. But she's also connected to you in ways you don't know." The silence that follows is unbearable. Nathan looks stunned, his breath catching as he searches her face for answers. He doesn't speak, doesn't move, just stares, trying to understand. Amy's tears spill over, but she doesn't stop. I didn't tell you because I was scared, she continues, her voice breaking. Scared that you'd hate me. Scared that you'd walk away before you knew why? Her words fall into the stillness, like stones dropped into deep water. Nathan finally exhales, running a hand through his hair. He steps back, eyes clouded with disbelief. Amy, why didn't you trust me? He asks quietly, and that question hurts more than any anger could. Amy looks down, unable to meet his eyes. Because trust means opening old wounds, she says, and mine never really healed. For a moment, neither speaks. The night fills the silence with the soft sound of crickets and the wind through the trees. Amy can't tell if she's done the right thing. The truth is out, but it feels like the world might collapse around it. Nathan finally turns toward her, his voice low but steady. You should have told me sooner, he says. But I'm here now. Just give me time to understand. Amy nods, relief and fear mixing in her chest. She knows this isn't the end of the story, it's the beginning of something new. The truth has been spoken, and now whatever comes next, she'll face it. For herself, for Nathan, and for Gracie.